only way I can do the little intro thing. All right, let's
Yeah,
get
sure.
started. So this is a 500 subscriber cast. I'm Wayward Strategy, and I'm here with the pillar of the Grey Goo community, Xcet, and we're watching a couple of replays, doing some commentary. This match is Yggdrasil, who's up in the top right, and at the bottom left, as Shroud, is Balkarn. I almost said Refbot. The map, of course, is World Tree, the great map by Awesome Socks 42, our preeminent map maker. And of course, the map is being played on the Quick Script mod. Almost all of the cool, best competitive matches are these days. Actually, probably all of them. I don't even have to qualify that with almost all. Um, so, Xset, feel free to chime in. I'm used to just talking as fast as I
Yeah,
can to try to catch everything all at once.
yeah,
So,
don't worry. So we see the default opening for Shroud. They go two extractors and then into three advents, which is kind of what you have to do. Otherwise, you will just die to any goo rush. So you see some kind of early aggression out of the Shroud just in kind of self-defense.
yeah, and the Yggdrasil has kind of gone and done what Goo liked to do is he's gone into the middle to get those convenient. Actually, one of his mothers isn't patrolling; it's just sitting on one of those vents. Um, that one in the middle, that's close enough to patrol and still get the extra benefit, right?
Yes, it is a
Yeah.
lower benefit since the distance is quite long, but yeah. By the way, we see down there now Yggdrasil pushing Balkarn a little bit here with some Striders, which is quite a common opening as Shroud have a long wind-up time with their flashers coming out.
Yeah, it looks like Balkarn is trying his best to be very patient. He's pulling those clashers back to try to build up a couple before he has to fight. Unfortunately, it looks like Yggdrasil is not going to let him do that. That extractor is about to go down. Um, I think it's funny. I know you and I both watch a fair amount of StarCraft. What Balkarn just did with that extractor, you couldn't do in StarCraft. Building, I didn't even realize until I saw that, like consciously, that buildings block shots in Grey Goo. That's something that happens in the Command and Conquer games. That's often exploited, um, and in StarCraft that couldn't happen. Nice save by
Uh,
Balkarn though with that extractor. I was sure it
yeah,
was going to go down.
honestly, I have to say, and I'm not quite sure about, I never noticed that before, like,
That seems to be what
yeah,
happened. The extractor went behind the entity, and the Striders couldn't shoot it anymore.
that's very interesting.
Yeah,
I never
I
thought that
almost
that
want to go
can shoot
back and
that.
watch that at the end of this
Yeah.
to rewind the replay because I'm almost certain that's what happened, but I'd never noticed that before. Meanwhile, while that attack was going on, Yggdrasil expanded on the back of it and now has four mothers.
Yeah, this is basically as even as it gets for an opening. There was some slight pressure by the goo, but Balkan managed to hold that off quite nicely. Now it comes down to the build chest out of Balkan here. If he wants to go greedy, which he kind of does for Extractors, is a little bit greedy here, so Yggdrasil could punish that if he were to scout it. But
Yeah,
right now he's unaware.
yeah. It looks like he fully forfeit his opponent's side of the map, pulled his entire army back to where his mothers are. I think possibly in anticipation of a counter push. That's how I'm reading that anyway. It looks like Balkarn is using the time though to just kind of continue building up.
Yeah, also Yggdrasil is kind of known to be a little bit of a more defensive group player compared to many others. So,
Th-
he's not the guy who will spam tier 1 into your face all the time.
Actually,
He
that
likes
was
going into that later games.
that match that he played with you that I cast recently. I was shocked because a lot of the Goo players in the community right now they do just kind of spam tier one units, and you hardly ever see a significant investment into large proteans. So I thought it was really fun to see um, all of those destructors used. It's not common to see destructors too much in the meta, at least the matches that I've watched.
Yeah, it has become quite a bit more common with quick script because tech is easier to get. By the way, we see Dwellers here, the cloaking field upgrade for the Dwellers coming, where they are still invisible even while moving, which makes them really dangerous.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah,
quick script overall made it more common to go into those tech plays, I guess.
Well, send me some of those matches then, because I haven't seen
Yeah.
I haven't seen it a lot. I do see it's pretty common for me to see a bastion. It is always you almost always see crescents if they can come out, but a lot of what I see from Goo lately is just a lot of tier 1 spam. There's the dwellers.
Yeah, the first
that's
two.
that's something I feel like with a good player you can get off about once.
The thing is for Shroud, it's quite awkward to get detection because their detection is the air scout. You could technically go for your mimics as well, but they require an upgrade to be detectors. So it's something that's quite delayed for Shroud.
So Yggdrasil is actually taking advantage of the race's weakness. That's pretty
Yeah,
handy. How many mothers are we at now? Is that 7? 6.
that's six. Yeah, Ikuba is still
And the
quite even.
first large protean comes out. I
Yeah, and
suspect it looks like he's
it,
saving up, so we're probably gonna see another one in about a second.
yeah, it's probably more dwellers here, and there's another one. Yeah. Um, this is the dangerous territory though, because later in the game, those shroud units with their heavy AoE are really strong against goo units, which tend to have low armor. Oh, that's a lot of
On the,
large proteins
that is a
here.
lot of large proteans. Like I said, Yggdrasil. One of the reasons I like watching him is he goes for this large protean play.
Yeah,
Um, Although I think Balkarn's kind of letting this happen. He's being very passive. Just now, as I say that, of course, he's pushing out. That's always how it goes for me.
yeah.
If I say people don't use infantry enough in Command and Conquer, that's the match where you get the infantry combat. And if I say he's
And
not pushing out, as soon as I say that, he pushes out. Oh, the dwellers
this is
go
going to
off.
be a big hit. Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, it was a significant portion of that army.
And now there's a Bastion. We have some Fuchs which are pretty good against those armored units, but it's just
Yeah, it's
three
not
Fuchs.
this Shroud army. It was pretty sufficient against the Goo army, but not with the drastically
Well,
diminished army size after the Dweller hit. Although they actually held off better than I thought.
yeah, you cannot underestimate those Fuchs. They deal a ton of damage because even once after their shot hits, they still deal damage over
Oh
time
my
to
god!
those units. Oh, the Dwellers though. That was
Oh my
just one,
god!
by the way. The other one
Oh
survived.
yeah, I see him. He's there. He's permanently stealthed now, which is
Yeah,
really.
he can just one in and go into the perfect position to get another shot off. By the way, the the destructor upgrade is also on the way, Contagious Goo, which is basically the most meta upgrade for Goo right now because it makes his destructors really strong.
Yeah, you never see the other one very much, do you? Where they
No,
deal the splash damage.
it's kind of just worse. So it's just recommended to go for the bouncy upgrade.
Yggdrasil pulling all of his mothers back. It looks
Yeah,
like kind of
that's your
shifting
typical
backwards.
Goo misclick where you unintentionally pull all of them.
Oh, the Dweller set up, and the whole rest of the army disappears.
Yeah. Oh my god. So
That's
such big
brutal.
hits.
Yeah, that's
The
brutal.
problem for Balkarn is he still has no Zenith, so no detection for him still. So those trailers did a ton. But there's a run by in and off right now, and Fuchs are perfect for killing Mother Goose. Oh, but the dwellers once more.
Yeah, I feel like after this, Balkarn is probably gonna prioritize stealth detection a little more. Wow. Uh,
Those are good units, those trailers.
Wait, what happened to the mother though? It exploded.
It was it was the damage over time from the Fuchs which finished it off.
Nice. At least there's that.
Yeah, Balkan is equalized in a pretty good spot though, but there's a huge army, Goo army in front of his base, so let's see
Yeah,
if he
let's
can
take a
hold on
look.
somehow.
The pop cap difference is actually slightly favoring Balkarn. Um,
This is true,
the
however,
yeah, the destructors. I
Goo,
was just
yeah, Goo tends to have lower army supply, but their army supply is worth more. So basically, if you are even, the Goo is slightly ahead in supply. There are more dwellers and no
I
detection.
know.
Oh yeah, this
I'm just watching. That army's gonna
yeah
evaporate. There it goes.
yeah. This looks like
Brutal.
it should be the end, as there is no army left to defend those destructors. So
Oh,
yeah,
that was wild.
but Don't forget your detection, guys. Those dwellers, they pack quite a punch.
Yeah, you normally think of the stealth. That was a hard one on Balkarn. You normally think of stealth as something that's more of a beta thing with the stealth stalkers. I don't think I've seen that recently,
Yeah, it is
but
it is
that
quite
was
common
one that's
strategy.
been used against on me quite a lot. Is
Yeah, those stealth stalkers are nasty.
not one I've seen lately, but that's what I think of when I think stealth. But stealth dwellers. That's very very clever.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, so that's wrapping up match one.